Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 1 of this Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster Platinum Trophy walkthrough. My name is Mike, aka Masked Matador, and I'm going to be walking you through this game so that you will be able to get that coveted Platinum Trophy. I just finished up Final Fantasy XVI, it was a great game, but by popular demand, I'm coming back to the Pixel Remasters to help you get all of the treasure chests, all the bestiary entries, and all those hidden items and everything else that you need to get that Platinum Trophy. I actually have played an earlier version of this game, but I've never beat Final Fantasy III. I always got up to the last boss and could never do it, so this is a redemption day for me. When you start the game, you have to name all of the characters. I'm going to go with what's kind of considered the canon-y names, which would be Lunith, Ark, Refia, and Ingus. The names really have no impact on the game at all, so you can name your characters whatever you want to. In fact, the original game did not have canon names at all. You got to choose whatever you wanted to, but in the DS version, they did give them these names, so I'm just going to go with that one because that's what I'm used to. And then we get a cutscene to begin. Into the silence, one of the Galgans prophesied the great earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, were swallowed into the depths as monsters emerged from the chasms now scarring the earth. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. Something fathomless, ominous, and laden with sorrow looms on the horizon, but hope is not yet gone completely. 4 souls will be blessed with the power of light, and so it shall begin. 4 orphaned youths, raised by Topapa in the rural village of were out to test their mettle. They came across a cave, one of the very same that formed when the crystals were lost to the earth. What started as a simple game of exploration became so much more. Ouch! Looks like we fell through a sinkhole. Now what do we do? Are you sure this is a good idea? Maybe we can climb out. You wanted to go exploring. Don't be such a scaredy cat. Hey, quit squabbling, you two. We need to find a way out of here. Alright, here we have our first battle of the game against 3 goblins. It's very easy, just attack with everyone and it should be over very quickly. What were those monsters doing here? We're in way over our heads. Let's get out as fast as possible. The game will show you some basic controls and then you get to play. So go on up and we're going to get the 2 treasure chests right here. One has a potion and the other one has a leather shield. Huh? What is it? There's something strange about that rock. Now that you mention it... Well, if you want to proceed, go up and talk to the rock. It will open a passage for you. And then go grab this next treasure chest for another leather shield. And we're going to go right up these stairs. Go up and immediately to the left. And you can grab another treasure chest here for an Antarctic wind. Then go all the way to the right to grab the next treasure chest, which contains a potion. Go back to the middle intersection. And then we can go up. Here's another couple enemies that we need to get in here. The carbuncle, which is the enemies up front, and the blue wisps in back. Again, just a couple physical attacks should be all that you need to take all these monsters down. So back to the intersection, go back up, and then you're going to go to the right. There's a little healing spring over here. Look, it's a spring. Yeah, but why is it such an odd color? Let's take a sip. I'm not too sure about this. Well, if you do interact with it, your party will drink from the wellspring, and then you get totally revitalized. Your HP and MP will be restored, and your KO'd allies will get revived. Go up and grab the treasure chest up top for another Antarctic Wind, and then we're going to go back to the middle part here to grab a treasure chest, and that will contain a potion. Proceed to the left, and the staircase here will lead out. There is one more monster that we need to get here to fill up the bestiary, and that would be the Eye Fang, the monsters in the back here. So you have to make sure that you get the goblins, the blue wisps, the carbuncles, and the Eye Fangs before you leave here. You always can come back, but we just want to make sure that we get all of the bestiary entries while we're here the first time. Once you have all of those, then we're going to proceed up. And this takes us to the Wind Crystal Room, so head on up for a little scene. What's going on? A malicious force attacks the party. Here we have a land turtle, our very first boss of the game. It's pretty weak again, so just go ahead and tell your characters to use physical attacks. If you hit the square button, you will begin to auto attack. This game's battle system is different from the battle systems of Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 because this one does not have an active time battle system. There's no little meter that fills up in the bottom right corner. Instead, you can just see what attacks or actions you're going to take in the bottom right corner based on what you've already done. So when you tell it to auto attack, it will go ahead and do whatever was lined up last time. And in just a few turns, that land turtle will be dead, and you can move on with the story. The crystal shines brightly. You four have been chosen. Whoa, that crystal is talking. I give unto you the last of my light, and with it the last hope of a fading world. As things stand, light will soon disappear, and the balance of the world will be destroyed. Accept the light into your hearts, and the crystals will grant you unimaginable strength. You have been chosen to be the bearers of our final chance at hope. You cannot allow light to fade from the world. The party is enveloped in a bright light. Within the light, the will of the crystals surged through them. They decided to accept their destiny. And so, a journey began to dispel the darkness and return light to the world. The young heroes received the crystal's power. And with it, the world's last light of hope. Warrior, Monk, White Mage, Black Mage, and Red Mage jobs now available. Step upon the magic sigil and be transported to the surface. Embrace your destiny, Warriors of Light. And we get the Hope of the Wind trophy. Well, at this point, we're going to do a little job change here. You can change jobs whenever you want to. I'm going to make Luneth a warrior. I will make Ark a monk. I'll make Refia a white mage. And I'm going to make Ingus a black mage. It is important to have some mages because there are parts of the game where you have to use magic, so having a strong mage is a good thing. And also start with a white mage and keep it until you get one character who's a white mage that gets up to job level 99. That's very important for one trophy, so we're going to just keep Refia as that for the whole time. We'll step onto the magic sigil and then you can head back on inside because we've got more treasure chests to get. Back inside, head south to the intersection and then all the way to the right to go through a secret passage and grab the 2 treasure chests over on this side for 1,000 gil plus another 1,000 gil. Go back through that secret passage and then go south. You'll go into the next area. This is basement 2. Head on to the left and you're going to grab a couple more treasure chests over in this room. Grab the one right when you go inside. There's another one off to the right, 2 on the left side, and then 1 at the top. Once you open up all of those, if you hit the square button and then triangle, you can look at how many of the chests you've gotten. We've gotten all 12 treasure chests in here. Don't fall back into that black hole unless you want to redo the prologue. Otherwise, we will go back the way we came and just backtrack all the way to the exit. From here, we're going to just equip the weapons that we got there so that we have a little bit of better offensive power, and then we're going to head south to the nearest town. This is this is our hometown. Head to the left, there's a little wizard here that talks to you about using items. If you give him a potion from the menu, then you can cure his aching back and he will actually give you an item. You get some echo herbs there. Go into the nearby house and then you can go straight up into the next room. Go talk to the elderly man there for a little scene. It's Topapa, the elder who raised the 4 orphans. Topapa, we... I know. To think that you 4 would be chosen by the light. Lunith, Ark, Refia, and Ingus. You must understand that such a meeting was no mere chance. The crystal willed you to it, such is its power. Your souls have been touched by light. You cannot let the strength you've been granted go to waste. You must depart at once and seal away the powers of darkness. Well, with that, we're going to head on out, and then out the way that we came. Now let's go all the way to the right, and we're going to go into the inn. We're going to go up and into this little room, and if we go over to the pots on the right, the top one has a potion for us. Then we can head back the way we came. Let's go up the stairs on the left-hand side, and there's another pot on the right that we can grab another potion from, and we can head on back out. If you go off to the right, there's a hidden passage here, and you can actually go down into this well, and there are some more treasure chests down here. In fact, there's 3 of them that we can get. So go ahead and grab these 3 treasure chests. All of them contain potions, and then head back up. Once you're out, go back through that passage, and then head up, hug the right side, and you'll go over to the eastern side of the map. And if this little girl gets out of the way, we can go up and grab another item in the grass patch at the top. We're going to head back down and we're going to go up and into the top part of the map. So just continue going straight up and work your way up. You'll go all the way to the left, and there are actually random encounters up here just against some goblins. So don't be surprised if you have to fight while in a town. Ignore this house for now, just go around into this grass patch, and there's another hidden item in the very end of it. Now we're going to go up and into that house. Once inside, head left for a secret item in the bottom right pot, and then go up to the second row and grab another item. Talk to the far right candle, and that will open up a secret passage. Go ahead and go through that, and we're going to grab some more items over here. So go up the stairs, and there's a room with 5 different treasure chests. Go ahead and grab all of those. And then we're going to head out the way that we came. So proceed out of the house. And if we check our items, we have all of the treasure chests and all of the items at this point. That's 8 chests and 6 items. We're going to go back to the main part of town. There's a little bit of shopping that you can do. It's kind of optional because we'll be, for the most part, getting a lot of the items as we go along the way. The weapon shop does have some things if you want to buy them. It has a staff. We're going to get one for free soon, but if you want to dual wield, then maybe you can pick that one up. And then if you want to go over into the magic shop, they've got some very basic magic spells. So you can go ahead and grab Poisona and that's just going to be a level 1 magic spell. To learn the magic, there's actually a magic tab in the menu, so go ahead and use that, and then go down to the character, and then to the learn option, and then you can teach them magic that way. So we have cure, and we have poison at this point. Now we're going to head on out of the town, so you can go ahead and leave, just walk out the southern exit. And we're going to go down and keep going down all the way into the next town at the far south. This is Kazus, and we're going to start by going up, and just before the blue house, we'll go left into a secret passage. There's a hidden item at the end of this grass patch. Then go back to the right and up. There are going to be a couple more items up in this grass patch here, one directly in front of you and then one above it. So once you grab those things, then head back toward the blue house. From here, walk over to the right. There's the inn. Go inside of it. And if you walk up to the wine bottle on the counter here, you can go to the right and then up and to the left and grab a hidden item, another potion. Head back the way you came and talk to the outline next to the bookshelf. Sid's the name. I'm from Canaan, but a boulder in Nell Valley is blocking my way home. Now I'm stuck here. Figured I'd spend the night at the inn, and then this happened. What's my wife gonna say? Say, wanna take my airship for a spin? It's parked under the desert to the west of town. In return, think you can do something about this here predicament? You learned where to find Sid's airship. It's in the desert to the west. Okay, from here we're going to go to the left and then up the stairs. If you go and stay on the left side of this, you can go talk to the bed and you can actually get a free heal here. So we're just going to rest and get a good night's sleep to refill all of our HP and MP. Now let's head back out the way that we came. And we're going to go down and outside the inn. We can't do anything with the weapon shop or item shop yet because everyone's a silhouette, but if you go into the house above the inn, there is a hidden item in the top right pot. And that's all 5 of the items. There are no treasure chests in Kazus. So that means that we're done with this town. We're going to head on out. So go back out the southern exit. And at this point, we're going to actually do a little bit of leveling up and find some bestiary entries out here. So the first thing that we can find up by this forest area is the Berserker. At this point, you're going to be a little bit under-leveled for things, so just be prepared to take a lot of hits. You can always go back and rest at that free bed if you need to refill your HP and MP. Otherwise, we're just going to farm up until we are level 5 at this point. That gives us a really nice advantage going into the next spot. The next thing that you want to get are these werewolves, which you can also find in the forest area. Continue walking around this area. There's a few more things that we need to find here. Here we have a killer bee to go along with the werewolves. All of these monsters we can take care of in a couple hits, and as you continue to progress, there's actually 2 things that you level up, your character level and your job level. So your character will give you base stat increases whenever you level up, but when you have a job increase, that will affect things like the number of hits that you do. So you can see it, we do 2 hits as we're attacking with our warrior, just 1 hit there, 3 hits actually with our black mage. So as you level up, you will do more hits, therefore do more damage when you're attacking, and it also increases the other stats that you get. So with this, we have now reached level 5 after a little bit of grinding, and I got the Apprentice Warrior trophy for getting 100 enemy kills at this point. So that should give you a little framework for about how long that it should take to do this. We are going to go back to that house in the top of the inn just to top off our health a little bit so that we can go into the next little dungeon area and we should be all set without having to worry about getting slaughtered by the relatively tough monsters there. Okay, after resting, then we're going to head back out of town. And if you remember, Sid's airship is found in the desert just to the west of town, and that's exactly where we're going to go. So head on out of town, and then we're going to go just a couple steps to the left or to the west, and we're going to go right into the middle to find his airship. All you have to do is head down and to the right, and then you can interact with the controls, and you get to fly the airship. This is very early on for a Final Fantasy game that we get an airship, but we're going to use it to our advantage. So head on up and to the left, you'll find a little castle here. Go up and into the castle. Walk up a little bit, this is Castle Sasune, and then head to the left side before going into the doors, and there is the Western Tower. When we're in the Western Tower, head on upstairs. You're going to go to the 3rd floor, and there are 2 treasure chests on the 3rd floor, one on the left and one on the right. Now there are going to be monster encounters inside the Western Tower. The first one that you may encounter are the zombies. These guys are undead, so if you have the Cure spell, you can actually damage them by casting Cure on them. Also, they do take good damage just from normal physical attacks, so we're just going to save our pretty low MP pool right now. This game doesn't have traditional MP in the way that you might think of a normal RPG. Instead, this has a limited number of casts that you can do per spell level. So we're just going to conserve that as much as possible because we've got some big fights to do. Well, after that, we're going to head upstairs, and inside this box is a monster. It's actually a little bit tough, and this one can one-shot you if you don't have enough levels, which is why we get to level 5, just to protect ourselves a little bit against that. So we barely hung on with Ingus there, getting attacked by this griffin, but a couple attacks will be enough to take him down. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot in terms of offensive capabilities, especially when it comes to black magics, but that will all come very soon. Well, once that's done, you will get an item from the treasure chest, and we are just going to top up our health a little bit here using our white magic. There are some more enemies that we want to get in the Western Tower, so we'll just walk around until we get them in our bestiary. So here we have the Red Wisp and the Dark Eye. Make sure that you get these from this tower, and then we can head on back down once this is over. So again, our really only options are using physical attacks at this point, so do the best that you can. Hopefully you don't take too much damage from these guys, and they should go down pretty quickly. Okay, let's head back down the tower now, just the way we came. Once you're outside the Western Tower, we're going to go over to the right, and we're going to go into the Eastern Tower. The Eastern Tower has treasure chests, but it does not have any monster encounters. So again, go up to the 3rd floor and grab the 2 treasure chests, one on the left and one on the right. And now go upstairs yet again. And you can find 3 treasure chests in this room, 1 on the left and 2 on the right. Then go up and talk to the bed, and you can choose to rest. Let's take a nap in the princess's bed. Don't know how the king would feel about that, but we're going to do it anyway. Well, once that's done, we get the free rest. All of our HP and MP is restored, and we're going to head back on out of the tower. Okay, head on down, and now we're going to go down and to the left. Now we are going to go into the main part of the castle. Proceed up, and we're going to go up to the next floor. Now go immediately to your left, up, left, and down. That will get you through a secret passage, and then just work your way around the outside here, and this will take you to another secret passage. Go on up the stairs, and if you work your way around the room, there's a couple treasure chests on the left hand side. Go ahead and grab those, and we do get our first real black magic damage spell, which would be Blizzard, so we're going to teach that to our black mage. Now go to this first hallway here and go up. There's going to be another secret passage that you can take and grab the treasure chest at the top. This is just a tonfa. It's a new weapon for our monk. So you can use monks without weapons. They do very well barehanded, or you can also give them weapons. So I'm just going to optimize him with the weapons that I have. Now we're going to go back the way we came. So head back down the stairs and go up this next hallway here to take the stairs down. Grab the couple treasure chests here. You do not have to go down the next stairs because it's just an area that you don't need to go to. There's nothing important. So just go back the way that you came. And we're going to go back around through these secret passages all the way back to the main part of the castle. We'll check our treasure chest collection. We've gotten all 13 of them. No hidden items in Castle Sasune. So let's head on down south. And we're going to just keep heading down. And we're going to go out of the castle at this point. Let's head on into the airship. Now we're going to go to the right and up. We're going to go over this little lake, landing on the grass on the other side, and then up into the cave. This is the sealed cave. We're going to start by going down, and we're going to get into a couple new monster encounters here. The first one that we find is the skeleton. These guys aren't too scary, just a couple of physical attacks should be enough to take them down. By this point, you might be seeing the power difference between your physical characters and your melees. Your physical characters will just do a lot more damage with their weapons, and the melee ones, not so much at this point. But don't worry, once we start getting magic, they will more than make up for it. Well, let's head all the way south at this first intersection to grab one treasure chest. And now we're going to go back up and to the right. We're going to follow this path around. At this intersection, go up. There's another treasure chest up there. We have a couple new enemies. We have the cursed coppers up front and the larvas in the back. We did get the preemptive strike here, so we get the advantage going first in battle, and just a couple of physical attacks can take out those cursed coppers and the larva no problem. We get the Job Trainee trophy for getting one job up to level 10. Again, we have to get one of our jobs all the way to level 99. And we also get the Rookie Treasure Hunter trophy for getting 10% of all the treasure chests in the game. So we're making good progress already. We'll head on down and go down the stairs. There's a chest in the bottom left corner. Go ahead and get that for 500 gil. Go all the way to the right and up, talk to the skull in the ground to open up another secret passage, and go on through it. Talk to the girl in front of you. I am Sarah, Princess of Sasune. Your Highness, what are you doing here? I am here to save my subjects, but I fear I cannot find a clear path through the monsters. Thankfully, my mithril ring has spared me from the Jinn's curse. Nevertheless, these caves are dangerous, Your Highness. You should return to the castle. I will not. I'll forge ahead alone if I have to. Your Highness, won't you reconsider? Please, take me with you. You cannot seal away the Jinn without my mithril ring. Then I suppose we must. Sarah joined the party. But not really. She doesn't do anything. She just kind of follows us along. She explains that if we want to talk to her, just press the L2 button. Doesn't really do anything. There's just a little conversation that happens if you do that. So go ahead, head south through the stairs, and we're going to keep working our way through here. Here's a couple mummies, and they are going to go down to just a couple physical attacks again. Not a lot that we can do other than that. You can cast Cure on them, but we want to save those for an upcoming battle if we need to. So again, physical attacks will be the way to go. If they do happen to inflict poison on you, we do have the poisonous spell, or you can use an antidote if you happen to have one of those to get rid of that poison. Keep going south from here, and at the first intersection, go south yet again. You're going to go down and grab a treasure chest at the bottom. Here's another enemy. These guys are called Shadows. They happen to ambush me, so they get to go first. And they are really just a palette swap of the skeletons that we fought earlier. They're not very difficult at all, so go ahead and hit them. I'll just use a little bit of the Blizzard Black Magic to do a little bit of extra damage to them. If you get hurt, just use Cure from your White Mage, and you can patch yourself up pretty nicely, and they're going to go down pretty quick. This bottom treasure chest has an Antarctic wind. I would really recommend holding onto those for a later boss fight. It makes it a lot easier. I'm just going to stop and talk to Sarah a minute. I am Sarah, and you are? I'm Luneth. A pleasure. That's really all you get. If you switch the character that's leading the party, the one that you see walking around, she'll just change the dialogue and they can introduce one another, but that's about it. Well, anyway, head around. You can grab treasure chests at the bottom part here by all those bones, and then head on south. There is one more monster that we need to add to the bestiary. He's pretty rare, and it is the Revenant. So you might have to do a little bit of walking around to find this one, but once you find him, this is the last thing that we need to add to the bestiary. These guys are undead, which means that you can use the cure spell to damage them. That's exactly what I'm going to do, as well as cast a little bit of blizzard on them for extra damage, and we will take them out pretty quickly. There you go. If you head to the right, you get into the boss fight, but we're going to do a quick bestiary check first. You can see this from the configuration menu. You should have everything from the goblin number 001 all the way down through 016. If you have all of those things, then know that you've gotten them all so far in the game and you're off to a good start. It's the Djinn. Stand back. I will use my ring to banish the Djinn. Nothing happened. Wahaha! You think that silly trinket will stop me now? I've joined forces with the darkness, and together we're unstoppable. The Djinn attacked. Okay, this is the second boss battle of the game against the Djinn. You can use Antarctic Winds to do a little extra damage because he is weak to that ice damage. We're just going to use Blizzard instead because the items that you use, the power of them is based on your magic stat actually. So we would be best off using our Black Mage to do this. We'd get the most mileage out of that Antarctic Wind. But again, we're saving that for a later boss fight. We can use Blizzard Magic anyway with our Black Mage. So let's just do that. We'll have our Warrior and our Monk just do normal attacks. And we can have Refia as our White Mage be able to cure people. Didn't quite get to Ingus on time with that one. However, we do have Phoenix down in our inventory that can revive any KO'd party members. So we'll use that with our Monk to pick him back up. And then Refia can cure him at the same time. And we'll just continue our assault, just selecting all of the appropriate attacks and making sure that party members stay healed up. Keep using that Blizzard spell, and it should be over within just a few turns. Not a difficult boss fight. This game is very particular about making sure that you have enough levels to go against the enemies they have. Even a couple levels below them, you're going to be at a big disadvantage. Now, Sarah, while the Djinn is weakened, use your ring. Sarah raised the ring up high. The Djinn dispersed like mist. The ring's power sealed him deep within the cavern once again. Thank you so much. I would never have been able to seal away the Djinn without your help. All that remains is to cast this ring into the wellspring in Castle Sasune, and the Djinn's curse will be lifted. For now, I'll use the ring's power to warp us back to the castle. Princess Sarah threw the ring into the wellspring. There, now the Djinn's curse should be broken. We wouldn't be here without you all. Thank you. I suppose we must part ways. I have a duty to my father and my people after all. Would that I could travel with you, but I'd only be in your way. Sarah. Come back when you finish your journey. I'll be waiting for you for as long as it takes. We swear to return. Sarah left the party. Alright, let's head on up and talk to the king. Thank you, brave warriors. You have sealed away the Jinn and saved my precious Sarah. I owe you a debt of gratitude. Take this. I trust it will aid you on your quest. Received a canoe from the king. Okay, pretty strange reward for, saving his kingdom, but hey, a canoe is better than nothing. Well, let's head on south. We're going to go out of the castle, and we do that just by heading down a lot. Just keep on pressing that down button and you'll get out eventually. I did forget to do this while we're in the sealed cave, but we did get all of the treasure chests while we're there. There were no hidden items. So we've gotten everything so far in the game. We're off to a very good start. All the bestiary entries, all of the treasure chests and secret items so far. Sometimes we'll have to make some allowances because things might not be available right away, but I will of course walk you through all of that. It is always my pleasure to provide these videos for you. If you find them helpful, please go ahead and give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done that already so that you can stay up to date with the rest of the series and more to come in the future. Thanks so much and have a good day.